Hi guys, this is Peugeot 307SW from 2005 and today we're going to replace the exhaust. And to be exact, we're going to replace the middle exhaust and the end exhaust. So the whole long pipe that runs under your car. But before we do that, I'm going to show you what the problem was. I applied temporary fix, so now you won't be able to see the problem. But I'm going to show you a part of the video that I've made about a month ago, where the problem is clearly visible, so you understand why we need to replace both exhaust parts and not only one of them. And then we're going to do the replacement. Let me show you what I found out when I looked under the car. In the part where the silencer meets the exhaust pipe, here where you have the clump, I have something, well, let's say, looking much different than how the clamp is supposed to look, and it's corroded all around. I would have forgot. Let me show you the sound first. And don't forget about this security with jacking your car up and working below it. So you can see it's hanging by the thread. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but I can see a big hole that is an obvious reason for this sound. So basically, to remove the middle exhaust part on the side of the engine, to disconnect the flange that faces the engine, you need to remove these two bolts. Be gentle, take some lubrication for it, and don't rush it. You don't want to break it. The worst part is to properly jack up your car, or basically don't use your jack, rather use something solid like this, and then additional fixing just in case something fails. And with regards to these bolts, what I found, it's very little place, and it's basically they are in a kind of a tunnel. So what I found working out best for this is this kind of tool, and that is the nuts are size 10, so hope you see that. You basically insert it in place and then you turn, but it's so little place that you really need both hands for this, and so you do one and then you do the other one. So the second nut is stuck, and that's because the head of the nut turns from the other side as I turn the nut. So the head of the bolt turns as I turn the nut, and that's why I put the key 13 on the other side here. And while I have turned the nut with my right hand, I was holding the key from the other side, and then after a couple of turns you see it's blocked by the exhaust on the other side. So then you can freely just remove the nut and the bolt will not turn. Okay, so that's how the connection looks like, and basically you put the damper here, put the washer here, and then there's your nut, and that's how it sits on your exhaust. So that's the part when your middle exhaust comes, and then this is the part where your engine is located. So here engine, that's middle exhaust. That's how the old one looks like. So you need to hold this with a key, that's size 13, and then try to remove the nut with size 10 key. That's how the old one looks like, and that's the new one. You can see the difference, I hope. And then here we have the clamp. You will connect middle and end exhaust with it, and it's pretty simple. It's self-holding washer and then nut. That's the bolt. It is shaped here. That's a square shape. I can show you, so it won't turn on its own when you work on the nut. And then between the engine pipe and the middle exhaust you have this washer, and well, depending on what you order, but I ordered the new fixings for the pipe, so I got this as well. And in many cases they cannot transport long pipes, and middle exhaust is quite long, so they cut it in half and then they provide you with this kind of clamp to connect it. As simple as that. Let's proceed. Okay, so that's the way I temporarily fixed connection between the end exhaust and the middle part. My clamp was all ruined and all rusted, and the flanges here were rusted, so I made this from a beer can. And stripes, that's the silicone. That's I think it's like 200-degree silicone. Yeah, so basically I need to disconnect my creation. You will basically have a clamp here, the one that I've shown you. Okay, I managed, and this is how rusty my flange was. You see, it's just falling apart. So now I'm able to remove this part. I just need to disconnect the fixing. I'll show you that now. So now if you go from the end exhaust towards the engine, get the middle exhaust pipe here. It's sorry for the poor light. And then you follow it, and you follow it, and you get here. And that's where your middle exhaust is supported. So this metal part comes with the exhaust, and then it's hooked on this rubber part here. During the replacement I had my battery in the camera on low level, so I couldn't show you the actual removal of this rod from the rubber element here. So I decided to do it now. So this is, as you see, the brand new exhaust, and I'm just going to do this part in addition. So it's best if you first pull it back a bit and grease this part. So it's a bit easier to be removed. And then you pull this towards you. It takes some force, but as you see, that's how you remove it. And same way, if you want to make your job easier, grease this part first, lubricate it, and then push the rubber part in place. It's as simple as that, and all three supports for the exhaust works the same way. So you either want to replace the whole rubber part with the metal assembly. There's actually, the middle one has only rubber part, but the end exhaust has two rubber parts with metal assemblies. So that's the end exhaust. It's a big pipe. And then you do the same here. You basically pull your exhaust up and you remove this part. It's also rubber. It goes off very easy. I've just done that on the mill one, and it was no problem using your both hand. You just press the rubber out, and then you do the same with this one. Once you have done that, just be cautious because it can fall on your head. And when you remove the end exhaust, you can then push your middle exhaust towards the end of the car and then remove the front. Now if we follow the middle exhaust towards the connection with the engine pipe, this connection is made in the reverse way of what you saw me doing at the beginning to dismantle it. Now, in addition, you want to replace the gasket. The gasket should come together with new pipe. So if it does, then you need to replace it. If it doesn't, then, well, you need to use the old one, but it's always good to replace the gasket there. It won't come off easily. On the pictures, you will see how the gasket looks like and how it reacts to me pulling it out. I used good 5 minutes to 10 minutes to actually remove the gasket because it was very tight. And what's also good to know is the material of the gasket, and you will clearly see that on the picture. It's a metal gasket. So if you have replaced the gasket, drive for some time with the new one and then just tighten the bolts a little bit so you're sure that the connection is good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and if you'd like to see more Peugeot 307, check my channel out. I've got plenty of videos about this car, and good luck with your Peugeot.